Coming to you live from Armageddon. It's Androidism.
Hello everyone. So this week's fighting moves to Konor itself. We will be taking on the forces of Chaos, who will be defending heavily. Now, this one certainly appears to be a cracking way to give the Chaos a little bit of an advantage this week, after they got absolutely whooped horrendously in week 1. So this week, Chaos will be taking the Defender's deployment zone on a search and destroy mission. The simple premise here basically is that the defenders should lose horribly, one would hope, and the attackers will be triumphant. Essentially here, really, it's all about holding that ground, trying to deny victory points by not losing units, should I say, and, well, surviving. That really does seem to be the key thing here. So, using reserve rules as last time, half of your army can be placed into reserve, and they'll come on from the second battle round on a 3+. Units automatically arrive at the end of the attacker's 4th movement phase if they haven't done so already, and it uses the table edge, so you have to be wholly within 6 inches of the attacker's battlefield edge and not within 9 inches of the enemy models. So that's going to create some flip round, as it were. Essentially, for the attackers, you're going to be looking to bring on reserves on these edges. For the defenders, counter-attacking essentially along these edges. Battle length is following the usual rules from the Warhammer 40,000 rulebook, but the victory conditions here are a little bit interesting. So, heavy duty Onslaught. Each time an enemy unit is destroyed, you score 1 victory point. Hurrah! You score 1 additional victory point if the last model in the enemy unit was slain by a unit with an unmodified save characteristic of 2+ or 3+. Interesting. Certainly for the Primaris Marines, this is actually going to be quite a boon, I think. Essentially, for every Chaos unit I take down, I'm going to score an extra victory point there. Very, very useful. Hold the ground. If at the end of the game the defender has any units with at least 1 model wholly within their deployment zone, they score 1 victory point. And then the traditional slay the warlord. 1 victory point if the warlord goes down on the enemy team. Now, they've also included some additional stratagems. So if you are running a battle-forged army, why wouldn't you be? Then you can obviously use all of the usual command points available to you, stratagems available to you, either through the Space Marines Codex or previously published in the Warhammer rulebook. Or there are 3 additional ones, 2 for the attacker and 1 for the defender. Unstoppable Assault is for the attacker. Use this stratagem immediately before making a charge in the charge phase. Add 1 to the unit's charge distance, and any saving throw you make for them for the duration of the phase. Suddenly, those 3+ saves become a 2+ save in combat. Very handy. Well, also exposed against that Overwatch as well. Tightening the noose. Attacker stratagem. Use this stratagem at the end of your movement phase before setting up an infantry unit from your army that arrived from reserves this turn. You can set up the unit anywhere wholly within 6 inches of any battlefield edge that is more than 9 inches away from the enemy. So essentially allowing you to skip over the roll to have to bring somebody on, a unit on. Very, very useful. Remove some of the random nature, I suppose, from that roll. Allows you to say, right, I'm bringing that unit on now and exactly where I want them. Hunker down. This is for the defenders. Use this stratagem when your opponent targets a unit from your army in the shooting phase. That unit gains the benefit of cover, +1 to their saving throws for the duration of the phase. This stratagem will have no effect on a unit that is already receiving the benefit of cover. So if you've got a unit sat out in the open, or if for whatever reason it's been flanked and it's a nice clean target, well, let's face it, that's going to be really useful for you. Unless you happen to be facing my Hellblasters, in which case, best of luck to you. A 6+ save, still not much of a save, is it? But certainly I think that this week's campaign is going to be bags of fun for everybody. At the moment at my local store, Chaos are in the lead, but I'm hopefully going to even things up a little bit with my game today. I will let you know later how I get on. And do check out my subsequent video for my army list I'll be running today as well.
Coming to you live from Armageddon. It's Androidism.